So, I mean, we're about to change seats so that you can sit in the driver's seat and get things started. But exciting, isn't it? What do you think the dangers are getting in and out of the car?
Getting knocked out.
Yeah. So what would you do before you got out?
Look.
Where would you look?
Back and forth.
There you go. See, you knew already.
Yeah, I do it anyway.
Have you had a scare getting out of a car before? We do it sometimes. You don't really think about it. So we're just thinking about, and there's our first target, entering and leaving the car safely. Well, you know how to do it. You know what to look for. So when you're going from that seat to this seat, would you walk around the front of the car? Would you walk around the back?
On the back.
Why would you do that?
I don't know, actually.
What would be safer doing it that way, do you think? Or what would make it safer?
I can see what's coming behind me.
Can they see you?
Yeah.
So less likely to run you over, aren't they?
Yeah.
Than you stepping out from behind the car. So it's all common sense stuff, isn't
Yeah.
it, really? But let's have a little check of the workbook answers. Let's see what we've got. We'll work our way through. Was there anything that you said you weren't sure about?
The last, well, there's odd one through the book. And then the last one.
Okay.
There's that one. Bottom one.
Set in the grass and took it to physics.
It's basically just them. I got stuck on. My granddad helped me with some.
Well, it's, I mean, you
Movements.
either know or you don't. Well, we'll do those as we're going along.
Yeah.
But anything you've got, like, not a big question about it, there's also some notes pages here.
Yeah.
So if you want to, just jot some notes down, questions to ask me. Because the important thing is that we get it cleared up in your mind first, and then you're happy.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing preying on your mind. Well, that's good. So the gears in neutral and your foot is on the clutch plates are apart. Yeah, but we'll tell you all about that in a second. That's good.
I didn't know there was a blind spot.
I'm going to show you that in a bit, and you'll be surprised where it is. But that's good. Again, on this one, you'll see that once you start looking at the mirrors. But if you've not done it before,
bend or something, don't they?
they do. Some bend that way, some bend that way.
Yeah, I never knew.
One makes things look closer, one makes things look further away.
Yeah.
On this one, you can see the split in the mirror.
Oh, that black
It's
line.
both. So, again, more of that in a bit. That's good. Excellent. Press the fully down. That's good. Cool. What about that one? To ensure the engine doesn't stall, you first need to fully depress the...
Accelerator.
What would that do?
Yeah, accelerator's for. More to go. Oh,
So-
is the other one?
That's it.
Clutch.
The clutch. Well done.
I
Well
said
done.
that at first and then I was like, I don't know, I got confused.
So starting the engine, any idea? Or you're not sure?
Twist kid. That's all I know.
Yes and no. But we'll run through that for you not. Observations, let's have a look. Interior. Okay.
Is that right?
Nearly. So you've got the mirrors and stuff, right? But the blind spot check, when do you think you might do that?
And as soon as I
Get
was
up, but then you look ahead before you go. So
well, yeah.
okay. Remember the steps for moving off if safe to do so. So what do you think? I'll tell you what to do. Have another look at those after we've done
Yeah.
the session that we're just going to do. And it's the nice thing about these, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer. What we're doing is we're just investigating your knowledge
Yeah.
and helping you to be able to do what we need to do. That's good, cool. So, is there anything you'd like to find out from me?
No.
Okay, well what we'll do is we'll change seats. Who's the exciting bit? Whenever you're ready.
I've got to look for cars at this side.
We're not going to get a car there, but what might you get?
A bike.
That's right. So it's always best to be sure. You just never know. Some dodgy people about, you know.
Yeah.
That was a big sigh.
Second time I've ever been sat in a driver's seat and I didn't drive it first time.
Right, so how did it feel the last time you sat in a driver's seat?
Not this nervous. I was just sat waiting for Ryan and I thought it'd be good to nick his seat.
Well, yeah, why not? Why not? So, what we need to do is, we need to be doing what we call a cockpit drill. Do you know why we're doing that? Or what it is that you want to do? What do you need to be able to do from this seat?
See through all my windows. My seat being right.
So what do you think about, where do you think about it? I can't even say it. Where do you think the seat needs to be?
Further up, because I'm only little.
Do you know how to adjust it? Have a play with it, go on. How about the pedals? Can you reach those?
No.
Aha. So do you think we might need to do the bottom bit first?
Yeah. See, I don't know how you're meant to, how far.
Okay. You need to be able to push that left hand pedal down to the floor and your knee still be bent like that.
Still be bent?
Yeah.
No, I need to be well forward. Can I push in?
Of course you can.
Is it still bent? So,
What do you reckon? Does it feel comfy? Can you reach all the pedals without too much effort? You're not stretching, you're not having to lift your foot
I
up.
can do that one.
Okay.
Oh, that's only little, isn't it?
That's good. But you can reach them all.
Yeah.
So we must be about in the right position.
Yeah, and your ankles, you're meant to be on floor, aren't they?
That's it. You don't want your foot up in the air like that. So you want to just, so that it feels normal.
Yeah, I think so.
And then we need to be able to reach the hand controls. So can you reach all the way around the steering?
Yeah.
Okay. How do your mirrors look?
I can't see through that one.
Okay. Go on, adjust it then.
I'll do it both hands.
Ideally, just your left hand.
Yeah.
Because if you use both hands, you've got to kind of move forward. So you want to be sat where you're normally sitting. We'll adjust it that way.
Is it all your back mirror? I can see all my back mirror.
I was going to say, what can you see? Can you see all around the window?
Yeah.
You're about right. How about these ones? What do we need to see here?
Little bit at back at car, which you can see most of it.
Okay. How about that side?
So, I can see it back at car.
Okay. And can you see down
I
the
can
road?
see it floor, yeah.
Can you see the red door on that
Yeah.
thing behind you? Okay. So that's around about right. So we can reach everything. So we've done the doors. They're shut.
Yeah.
How can you tell if it wasn't shut?
Something will be beeping.
Okay.
Engine
But also, if you have a look there, can you see that it doesn't?
Oh yeah.
You can also,
Yeah.
so you can just have a visual check down the sides. But you're right, this one, if the door's on, it'll beep like crazy, right? Also, the light stays on when the door's on. I've shut the door, so it'll go off in a minute.
Yeah.
What it should do.
If it's not broke.
Final piece is the head restraint. So that's there. Well, do you know what it's there for? It's for having a little kip.
No. I'm not sure actually.
It's in case you get clatter from behind.
Oh.
It stops you getting whiplash.
Yeah.
Or you're not as likely. The whiplash comes when it goes back and then forward. It's there. It's a safety aid.
Yeah.
You see people sometimes have got them down here.
Yeah.
And that makes things worse. So you've got to have it so that
It's on
it's
your
about
right.
like that. So your ears are about in the middle of it.
Is mine right?
It is.
Yeah.
Looks just about right to me.
My
So we
pan.
can reach everything.
Yeah.
Good. So that's doors, seat, steering, seatbelt, then mirrors, or mirrors then seatbelt.
Yeah.
Which way around do you think you do those?
Seatbelt first.
Yeah. Well, it can be, but then if it's
I didn't
okay
think
here
that.
because there are electric mirrors. But if you were having to reach over to adjust that mirror, you might do the mirrors before the seatbelt.
Right.
Do you want to pop your seatbelt on?
Ugh.
How's that feel?
Okay.
Okay. So what are you looking for with the seatbelt? Where do you need it?
Comfortable.
Yep. So it's not twisted or anything. It's all working.
Yeah.
And it should move freely like that. Do you know how to test if it works or not? Pull it quick.
Oh yeah. It's horrible that when you can, you try to pull it.
Well, if it's on a hill and you're stuck.
Yeah.
So it's always policy to just be absolutely sure.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop out of the car and I'm going to show you where the blind spot is.
Right.
So that your window's open. So check the cyclists. So if you're checking in your mirrors, can you see me now?
Mm.
You see me now?
Yeah.
See me now?
Yeah. No.
That's your blind
Yeah.
spot. It's a lot closer than you think, isn't it? So if I was here, you'd see me. But
Yeah.
from that point, in a straight line all the way back there, so if there was a driveway there, they could get out without you seeing them. So that's why we always
Look
have a quick look.
behind.
And this is where you're looking.
Yeah.
I just find it easier to show you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I can explain that till the cows come home and it's just like, what's he talking about? Have a key? So, if you want to stick the key in the ignition, you see the hole there?
Which way, that way?
It'll go either way.
Okay.
Now before we do anything, can you remember what we need to do? Before we start the engine, I'll put the ignition on.
Make sure
That's it.
gear's out of there.
How will you know it's out? Have a play with it.
In middle.
That's it. Well, push it forward and pull it back. So you get the feel of where it is. Just put it back in the middle.
Yeah.
So when it's in the middle, it'll move sideways like that.
Right,
When it's in
okay.
gear,
Yeah.
it won't.
Oh, is that why they go like that when
That's
they
it.
check it?
Well, wherever you are, if you're in along this line here, if you let go of that, it'll drop right in front of third and fourth. Third, fourth.
Right.
So no matter where you are, you take it out,
Reverse.
it's right in front of third.
Right, yeah.
So more of that in a bit.
What if I go like that to put it in first and I put it in reverse? Go backwards.
Try it.
Is that in first?
It is. The only way it'll go into reverse is if you lift that little lug up.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. See, that's what I was scared of, like, not being able to do gears, like, pushing them in and stuff. I didn't know if they were right hard or not.
Ah, we'll
I've
have
never
a
done
play. This one's got a lovely gearbox, this car. So do you know what the pedals are?
them. Clutch, brake, accelerator.
That's it. Do you know what the accelerator does?
Makes you go.
Go faster, doesn't it? Makes the engine rev.
Yeah.
It produces power.
Yeah.
How about the brake?
Stops you.
Yes,
Or
go
slows
slow
you
pedal.
down.
Yeah. And the clutch?
You press it when you're changing gear.
You do. You do. Or if you've got it in gear, if it's right the way down, the car won't move.
Right.
If it's up, all the way up, all the power's getting through. So the gas makes the power, clutch lets the power through.
Right.
More of that in a bit.
Yeah.
Steering we know about. Do we know where the indicators are?
They're all different, aren't they?
Where do you think they are in this one?
Lemons.
That's it.
Push it up.
To go which way?
Right.
And
And
down we
then
go.
down for
Yeah.
left.
On this one, it's slightly different to some cars. If you just do it, whoops,
Oh, quick.
you just click once like that, it'll flash 3 times. If you press it down, it'll stay on.
Is it clicking front back low?
Is it? It
Yeah.
will do. But there, at the minute, if you do that, that puts the parking lights on. So the side lights are on left.
Yeah.
Or,
Right.
so if you're parking on night time on the road, that front little light and the back red one will be on.
Yeah.
So once makes them go 3 times. It goes. How about this side?
Window eye.
It is. And if you push it up, it will go on.
Can I do it?
You can, yeah. They won't go just yet because
Oh.
there's no ignition on, but that's fine. And back towards you is the washer.
Yeah.
So do we know what these are?
Gears.
So you can see we've got 5 gear, forward gears and reverse on this one.
Yeah.
So there's a technique that we use to select the gear. For first and second, put your palm towards me.
Yeah.
Try it. And then back for second. For third, palm towards you. And just push, push. It's easy, isn't it? And then
Yeah.
just straight back.
Oh, is that in?
Try now.
Oh, yeah.
And then try for fifth. It's easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now then, what we want to do is to be able to change gear without looking down. So what we do is we look for the gear lever with our hand. Look with your hand, not your eyes. So
Yeah.
we now know what we need to do. So let's pop it into first gear. Second. Third.
Oh, I've got it.
Fourth. Fourth to second. Second to third. Third to first. And in reverse.
Is
It's
it in?
easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Piece of cake. The main thing is that we don't look down,
Right.
because if you're looking down, you're not looking here. So always palm towards me for 1 and 2, towards you for 3 and 4 and 5.
I'm just, I'm scared of breaking it. That's why I didn't do it
you
as
can't,
well.
you can't break it. Well, you could, but you'd have to try real hard.
Yeah.
And this What do you reckon that is?
Handbrake.
Any idea how you use it? I'll hold the brake on with my foot, so...
Oh, and then you just pull it up.
Now you have a little click, 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 click. Is that how everybody else in your family does it? Try again. See the little ratchet noise? Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
That's the locking mechanism.
Right.
So what we need to do is button in, pull it up.
Oh, right.
You hear everybody do it.
Yeah.
You're actually wearing the mechanism out.
Oh.
I mean, you'd have to do it a lot to wear it out, but it's much better handbrake on.
Right, yeah.
So you want to feel a reasonable pressure. Hopefully.
I did it to Ryan's and nearly ragged it off, he said.
Piece of cake.
Yeah.
So that'll hold you still on the level or on the hill.
Yeah.
Any questions?
No,
Piece of cake, innit? Piece of cake.
not really.
So, what we're going to do is, we're going to have a little play with some of these controls and just get the feel of them. So, if you turn the key, it'll turn a little bit. Before we do that, handbrake neutral. We know that's where they are because we just left them. So, turn the key one click. See, all the warning lights have come on.
Yeah.
That tells you the ignition is on and that all those lights are
Is
working.
car running?
Not yet. No.
Oh.
That's just it.
Oh, yeah. Electrics are on.
That's it.
Yeah.
So that helps you to test the systems.
Right.
Now, when the car's moving, if an orange light comes on, any idea what that might mean?
Whereabouts, which orange
See, like that
light?
orange one there that looks a bit like an engine.
Yeah.
What would you do if that came on, do you think?
The engine's going to blow up.
There's a problem with it. You would get it checked out.
Right, yeah.
If a red light came on, you can see there's one that's got an oil can thing and
Yeah.
a battery, and also an exclamation mark there. That's
Yeah.
a serious fault that you would need to get checked out straight away.
Yeah.
But also, the one with the exclamation mark is on when the handbrake is on. If you let the handbrake off, that goes off. So that
Yeah.
can tell you whether the handbrake's on.
Yeah.
So, the next turn on the key actually starts the engine. So you turn it when the engine starts, just let go of the key. We're doing it!
I'm scared.
Nice, completely fine. So, ever so gently, just squeeze the gas pedal a little bit till you get the feel of the engine.
Gas.
That's
Is
it.
that one?
It is.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't be scared of it.
What, don't you just do that?
That's it. Well, that's what we call setting the gas.
Right.
Well, a nice lively hum. So when the engine's just ticking over, you can see it's around about the 10 mark, which is
Yeah.
1,000 revs. The lively hum bit wants to be about 17, 18. Have a go. A little bit more. That's fine. So we set the gas. So you're setting power.
Right.
Now before that power can get through the wheels, it has to be in gear. So we then find what we call the biting point. Now if we try the brake pedal now, you'll find it's a bit softer than it was before.
Oh, yeah. It's,
Which
why
is
don't we
perfectly
only
natural.
go like a little bit down?
Because it's you just squeeze a little bit and then the brakes come on. As the brakes start to wear a bit more, they get a little bit further down. But
Yeah.
you don't want to be, if you want the brakes, you don't want to be having to push it all the way down before they work.
Yeah, yeah.
So just at the top, just sort of that much, you know, just a touch on it,
Yeah.
the brake lights come on. The red lights at the back of the car. So that lets people know you're going to slow down.
Yeah.
The next one, of course, is the clutch. So if you want to press the clutch fully to the floor, and then select first gear.
Oh.
So which way did your hand go, remember?
Oh,
That's it.
sorry.
That's okay. Now then, set the gas. And just see if you can find the biting point on the clutch. If you just lift the clutch up gently, you'll feel it.
Am I pushing it down a bit too much?
No, that's fine. Perfectly fine.
Oh. I'm nearly to the top.
Go a little bit more, you'll feel it. There, do you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the bite. If I was to let go of the handbrake, in fact I will. We stay still.
Right, the car's coming.
That's okay, don't worry. You're not going to go anywhere with the pedal in that position. It's enough to hold you still on a hill. So that's what we call the bite. We've let a little bit of the power of the engine through. When we push the clutch right the way back down, back into neutral,
Oh,
that's okay. So you get used to it.
yeah.
So that's the biting point. That lets enough power through to hold us still. To get the car to move, we need a little bit more power through. But we don't want to let it all through at once, or the car will go like...
Yeah.
So we just ease it up a little bit, probably about the thickness of a pound coin. The car will start moving,
Right.
ever so gently. And then once the car's moving, count about 1, 2, 3, 4. Just ease the clutch up, and we're on our way. Piece of cake. So we're going to have a bash of that. We're going to try and play with the bike a little bit more first, but then we're going to move off. But before we move off, what do you think we might need to do?
Put it in gear.
Oh yeah, but we'll assume we're in gear, set the gas, find the bite. We're
check,
ready to let the handbrake off.
Check your mirrors.
That's it.
And look behind you.
That's it. So we're going to move off, so which way would you check the mirrors, do you think? And how many mirrors would you check?
Them two.
Yeah. So that one.
Yeah.
Then just before you go, we make sure there's nobody going to come clattering into us. Then we just ease the clutch up. It's a piece of cake. But before we move off, we need to talk about what we're going to do to stop. So, what would you do first off?
Slow down.
Before you did that?
Check your mirrors.
That's it. Which mirrors are you going to check?
All of them.
Yeah.
All three.
Well, I like to check all three anyway. If I'm going to move off to the right, I'd go mirror, mirror, mirror.
Yeah.
If I'm moving to the left, I'd go mirror, mirror, mirror. So, we check our mirrors, and then you just take your foot off the gas, gently brake, and just before the car stops, clutch goes down to the floor. We hold everything still till the car stops. Handbrake, neutral.
Yeah.
Relax.
We ain't crazy.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake.
Right.
Now, there's no right and there's no wrong. It's just practice. Do you feel comfortable to have a go?
Yeah.
I'll help you with anything that needs doing, fear not. So, first thing we do, we're about to move off and stop. Make sure it's safe.
Gears.
That's it. So,
Mirrors.
That's it.
Gears. Done.
in the first gear, that's good. Well remembered. That's good, well done. Nice lively hum on the engine.
Do I do my pedals first?
Yeah, go on.
Oh.
That's okay. Now find the biting point.
Oh. I can't.
That's it. So we just set the gas and hold it still. About 17, 18, 19. A little bit more. And then just keep your right foot still and find the bite.
What's that?
That's it. That's the bite.
Do I leave it like that then?
Can you feel the car straight in a go?
Yeah.
Take it down just a teeny bit.
What?
The left foot, yeah. Down just a touch. That's it. And then let the handbrake go. You'll find the car will stand still. I've got you covered.
Oh!
It's okay. Clutch down a little bit. That's it.
Clutch.
That's it. So the car's held still there.
Yeah.
Final observations. Check around. We then decide, do we need a signal? What do you reckon?
No,
Nobody
we're off
about.
straight on.
Exactly right. So we just set a teeny bit more gas and just feed the clutch up ever so gently.
Jesus.
That's it. And just ease your left foot slowly to the top. And then bring it right the way up. What could be easier? You're driving! When we get past all these parked cars, what we're going to do is we're going to pull over on the left. So
Left,
check,
yeah.
make sure it's safe. Check your mirrors. Anybody behind? It's okay to look. So we don't need a signal.
Which cars these is that?
Yeah,
are
once
we?
we're past those, we'll stop just after this bump.
Yeah.
So we're checking our mirrors. Nobody about, so we don't need a signal. Your right foot comes off the gas and over the brake. Steer a little to the left. Left foot right down to the floor.
Left foot.
That's it. Just a little bit further away.
Oh.
That's it.
I'm not good on car games.
Handbrake. Neutral. And then relax. So it's just routines. There you go, that's your first pull away. It's like, oh my goodness. You're a driver. It's just a case of finding the bite and just balancing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little play with that, because we're on a little bit of a hill at the minute, so if I let that go, you see we're just starting to roll back.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a little play, just finding that bite. But we'll do it with no gas on. So you've got to just really feel it. And what we'll do is I want you to move the car forward and bring it to a stop, just using the clutch. Because if you once you're on the bite, if you let the clutch up a little, the car will move. You take it down back to the bite, it'll stop. Let's have a play with that.
So do I just press my clutch?
Yeah. So handbrake neutral, which we've done.
Yeah.
Start the engine.
Is it not on?
No. Now the engine stopped. Any idea why that happened?
because my foot's come off without pedals.
Exactly. Well done. So, clutch down, into first.
Oh.
And then just find the line. No gas this time. Doesn't matter, the worst that can happen is it stalls. That's near the end of it. You'll feel it. Feel it there?
Yeah.
Let the handbrake go. If the car moves forward, just push the clutch down a teeny bit. Don't need any gas.
Oh.
That's okay, clutch down. Handbrake neutral.
Down. Do I put my handbrake on?
You do. So what happened was we let a little bit too much power through and it went,
Yeah.
it stopped. But at first it's like, oh my God. So what we're doing is we're just kind of getting used to it. Just getting the feel for it. So start your engine. Tell you what I'll do. I'll pop that in the gear. And if you just sort of shadow me a little bit more. So if I let that go, I'm moving forward. So if I push down a little, it'll stop. Bring it up a little, go forward, down a little, it'll stop. So I'll hand it back to you now, you got it?
Yeah.
So see if you can move this forward a little. And then bring it to a stop. And again, just do it 2 or 3 times. Get the feel of it. That's good, well done.
Why can't you just drive with one pedal then?
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So now we're moving back a little. That's it, well done.
Yeah.
How's that feel? Once you get the hang of it, it's alright, isn't it? It's just getting that feel.
It's getting my foot as well because I put my foot too far up pedal and then I can't reach floor.
Aha.
So it's like I need to get used to where I'd put my foot on pedal.
And once we've got it to a stop, we'll just apply the handbrake, push the clutch all the way down, take it out again. It's a piece of cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Easy peasy. What was all that worrying about? So, what we want to be able to do is to be able to pull away at different speeds. Because sometimes you've got to pull away quick.
Right.
Like, say, if you look now, and somebody was coming in that road behind there now, there's probably enough room to pull away, but you'd have to pull away quick.
Right, yeah.
So, how do you think you might do that?
Put it in a different gear.
Possibly, but what you nearly always start on the level or uphill in first.
Right.
So what you'd likely do is a bit more gas, so the engine's revving a bit more, and let the power through a bit quicker. You can't let it through too quick, otherwise it'll stall. But it's just a case of finding it. So what I want to try now is to just move off and stop a couple of times. First one slowly, but then next one a bit quicker, next one a bit quicker, just to get the feel of it. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Well, you ready? Take your time. Just think it through.
First.
That's it. Then we'll set the gas this time. Nice lively hum. Brum. That's it. Not quite that much, that's it. A little bit more.
I think I'm a bit heavy-footed.
That's alright.
So yeah,
There you go.
now do I let me on?
Let the handbrake off, exactly right. And then just feed the power up. And then we'll pull up on the left. So check our mirrors. Right for over the brake. We'll pull up on the left after we get past this white car.
Yeah.
So we check the mirrors. Anybody behind? So just tuck us in. Right foot over the brake.
Do I?
Yep, gently braking just before you stop. Clutch down. That's it. Feet still. Handbrake neutral. And relax. So that was quicker.
Yeah.
Now it's just a case of getting used to which pedal's which.
Yeah.
It's like anything. You're not going to get it perfect straight away. It just takes a little bit of practice.
Do you put your clutch all the way in and then you brake? Or you
No, you
brake?
cover the brake first. Well, if you're travelling very slowly, like just creeping, you probably have to push the clutch down and brake. But in the normal run of things, you would brake and just before you stop, the clutch would go down.
Right.
Because the clutch is letting the power through the wheels. So you want that disconnected just at the last little bit.
Yeah.
But what we'll do now is, we'll just move off and stop. We'll just go, I don't know, 4 or 5 foot and stop. And then the same again. First one a slow one, second one a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You okay with that? Happy to have a go?
So we're just going forward.
Yes. That's good. Lovely. Steer a little bit away from the curb. That's it. Then we'll bring it to a stop. So right foot over the brake. That's okay. Feet still. Handbrake neutral. and relax.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened there?
Pedals.
It's alright, it just takes a little bit of time, that's all. It's a case really of just getting the feel of it all. Whereas you can feel if you press the brake hard, it's boof, they're really quite fierce. So there's a couple of words that we use, squeeze and ease. It's all just about making things happen gently. Obviously if you're travelling faster, you want a bit more brake.
Yeah.
But when we're travelling really slow, it's just a case of just...
It's because it's not as far, you don't push it as far.
Well, that's right. But I mean, how many times have you done that? What's that, 4 or 5?
Yeah.
It's neither here nor there, is it? So you can't be expert straight away. Do you want another go?
Yeah.
How are you feeling now?
Alright. Bit
Good.
better.
So what would you think if I was to say to you, if I said to you move off and stop, what would success feel like to you? What would be the perfect way of that happening? What would it feel like, do you think?
I'm just scared.
It's natural because it's new.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we worry about, the car's in control of you. Well, it's just a lump of nuts and bolts, and it'll only do things when you do it.
Yeah.
So it's getting that feeling that you're in control. It's difficult at first. So the last time we stopped, a little bit of a jerk at the end. So what do you think you might be able to do to maybe not let that jerk happen?
Be softer.
Yeah? You want to have a try of that then?
Yeah.
Off we go. It's good, well remembered. Excellent, well done. So then, once we've got a little bit, let's bring it to a stop. Think about what we said before about just squeeze it. So once we're over the hump,
Yeah.
we'll just come to a stop just here. So gently brake, clutch all the way down. And brake neutral. How did that feel?
Better.
Much better, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So what did you do different?
I didn't panic and...
That's it. You're not scared of it anymore.
Yeah.
But it's very natural to feel that way. Because, oh my God, what's it doing? But it's just practice. You know, if I ever think about it, you've just been on a training course for your work. How long did it take you to get good at it?
6 months.
So how many times have you done this?
Once.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
We're not doing so bad then, are we? What we'll do is, same again, we'll move forward and we'll stop just after the green car on the left. Then we'll swap seats. I'll take us around the junction at the other side.
Yeah.
And then, just to take, we're not ready for that yet, are we? Really, we don't want to be frightening you. So, are you ready? Aha!
All right.
What do you think?
No. He's waiting
He
for
doesn't
me.
know what he's doing, does he? So let's just stare at him. That lets him know, A, we've seen him, and B, we're waiting for him. He was actually just trying to be nice, bless him.
Yeah. Just after green car.
Yes, please.
Oh, what am I
Just
going
do what you
backwards
think.
for?
Go on. What do we do before when we're
Oh.
on that? That's it. Good. Just have a play with it. Well done.
Oh.
That's okay. And then we'll find a convenient place to just pull over on the left.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Better.
Sorry, wasn't it? So it started to roll back a bit, but you fixed it.
I forgot to put my accelerator in before
Yes,
me
that's-
handbrake.
That's fine. So already you've learned how to identify what needs to happen.
Yeah.
So if you ever think about, you did a couple of pullaways ago, that one didn't quite go right, but you adjusted it instantly. So you're starting to get a feel for the car. Any questions?
No.
Piece of cake, isn't it?
Well,
So,
not- Yeah.
no, it's not a piece of cake. I'm only kidding. It's a complicated process, and it just takes a little time. But just before we drive around the corner, I want us to have a little think about the targets here. Look at our targets for moving. So, if I was to say to you, target number 2, I can enter and leave the car safely. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Was that with my help or without my help?
Without.
It was, wasn't it? Completing the cockpit drill, close the driver's door and check all the other doors are closed. Can we do that? Is that
Yeah.
with or without help?
With.
Still a little.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put with there. Still doing it though.
Yeah.
Adjust my seat as required. Are we in the right position?
Yeah, yeah.
Who did that?
Me.
Did I help you?
Yeah.
When?
I don't know.
I didn't do it. You do it yourself.
You did that?
I know sometimes it's when we're doing this a little bit. Be honest. It's all
Yeah.
right. If you think you did it, you say yeah. If you think you didn't, say no. But I didn't help you at all there. Adjust all the mirrors properly.
I did it.
You did. Was it with help or without?
No.
There you go. Oops, on the wrong one. Adjust the steering. Didn't need to do that, do we? This one does adjust up and down.
Oh, steering wheel.
So if you pull that lever down, never play with it. I think it's about right where it was. So.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Does it go back up?
It does. It's a bit tight.
Oh,
A
yeah.
bit rough with it. There you go. Put your seatbelt on correctly.
Yeah.
Do you know who has to wear seatbelts?
Everybody in the car.
Okay. And how about if somebody was under 14? Who's responsible for that?
The driver.
Correct. What about if they're over 14?
The selves.
That's right. Good. What would you do if? I mean, you must have seen it before. If you're the driver of the car and you had some people in the car didn't want to wear their seatbelt.
Refuse to drive, I would.
I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's you get pretty lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the safest option, isn't it? Can you think of? I mean, obviously because it's the law, but can you think of any dangers of people in your car not wearing seatbelts?
Whiplash. They can go through the front window if they
They
can.
can. So there's a danger to them. Can you think of a danger to you?
Could bang into the back here.
Yeah. Any idea the sort of damage would cause by that?
Brain damage.
People actually die as well. So it's for your own safety as well as theirs. You can locate and explain the use of the main hand and foot controls.
So, yeah.
Did you tell me or did I tell you?
What to do with foot pedals?
Or what they were, the location and the use?
You read to me.
Once we were moving off and stopping, but you located them and said what they did on your own, I think. What do you think?
Yeah.
Should we mark that in the middle one then?
Yeah.
Okay, if you're not So, when preparing to move off from the side of the road, I can select first gear and set the biting point,
Yeah.
with or without help.
I did it.
You did.
Yeah.
And at the end, not at the start. So
Yeah.
you did. Check all the mirrors effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check the blind spots effectively.
You checked it, didn't we?
We did. Signal if necessary.
We haven't done it yet, have
No, it just there hasn't really been anybody about. But the last one, I said, "Do we need a signal?" And you were like, "Yes,
Yeah.
no." Who made that decision?
we? Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put that as a prompt.
Yeah.
Okay. Release the handbrake. We do that all right?
Yeah.
Do you need any help?
No, apart from when they were pulling it up and it was
Oh,
ticking.
that's all right. But that was before. Think
Yeah.
about it. You've just used it there. Coordinate the clutch and gas pedals. Am I having to tell you anything about that?
No,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Take up a normal driving position.
What's that, just like
Yeah. Well, the position of the car on the road. Where should the car be?
on your left?
Is that where we were?
Yeah.
Who put it there?
You.
Did
Or
I?
did I?
Have a think. Who did that?
Oh, and I put us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't had to help you with that, have I?
I thought you meant when we
No,
first
that's
come.
fine. Pulling up the left-hand side of the road, we'll check our mirrors effectively.
Yeah.
The signal effectively, it's the same as last one, so should we put that down as a prompt, do you think? Use the foot brake and clutch correctly?
Yeah.
Is that with or without help?
A bit of with.
A bit of with. So
Yeah.
we'll put it in the middle, in the prompt.
Yeah.
And secure the car after I've stopped. That's handbrake neutral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Done it.
So, how much do you think you've learned today?
A lot.
It's surprising when you write it down, isn't it?
Yeah.
You think, well, I've only pulled away a few times, but look at what. So the key thing here is it's all about the specifics. So if we transfer those to the back, if you want to mark. So the first one we've done without help. Number 2, that's without help. Number 3, we've put that I'm still giving you. That's in the wrong column.
What one number
They're
3?
closing the doors. You knew how to do that. Put it in the wrong column. Adjust your seat. That's covered. Number 5. Select first gear and find the biting point. Without help. Number 6. Check the mirrors effectively. check the relevant blind spots. So all of these are done, but there is one still with a help.
Signal.
So we'll just leave that as that.
Yeah.
So we're still going to come back to that, but we've still done it. And then number 7. What do we think? With or without help? So the majority of it, it's half and half, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if we mark that like that, can you see how the marking system works?
Yeah. Yeah.
And can you see that we've got another 20 of those to do before test?
What's the ones for?
That's mock test.
Right.
Motorway driving. These are the manoeuvres. M1 is straight line reverse, M2 is reverse left, reverse right, turn the road, bay park, parallel park.
Yeah.
Piece of cake. So on the main ones we've got 15 lessons to do. So I mean that doesn't, some of these are obviously a lot longer.
Yeah.
This is the first one. So you can see that we can start kind of charting our progress. On our next session, gears and steering we'll probably do all in one. And those things there will then continue to practice until we absolutely nail it.
Yeah.
Because everything else is a combination of those.
Right. Yeah.
So how do you feel?
Good.
All right, happy?
Yeah.
Good, good, good.
Other ones that I need my signal things, which I hadn't done
Bits of-
anyway, because we hadn't need to.
That's right. Well, we'll do that as we come across it, but we've got it marked with help, so we're still going to come back
Yeah.
to that. And as well, even if we've got something marked that you're doing it smashing on your own, it doesn't mean we're not coming back to it, because
Yeah.
things sometimes go wrong.
Yeah.
Or you might suddenly think, I'm not happy with that. Can we do that again? Perfectly fine. By the same token, sometimes we'll be doing stuff and you just say, you know what, I'm sick of this. Can we do something else?
Yeah.
And it's perfectly acceptable to do that. Because it's a different, we're hoping to build a different relationship to what would normally happen between an instructor and a pupil. Good instructors have always done it, where they've always asked the pupil, how do you feel?
Yeah.
You know, it's perfectly okay to say, well, actually not very good. You know, we might have something planned for the next lesson, the next lesson, and we're gonna. I'll show you the reflective logs as well. We're gonna give you a little diary if we want you to fill in. It's just very simple.
Yeah.
Just what would you like to do next time? Which
Yeah.
targets would you like to achieve? And then when it comes to it, I'll say, well, are you ready? And we're going to scale that. And we're going to use scaling quite a bit, where 1 is rubbish and 10 is brilliant, or whatever that happens to be. 1 is jumpy, 10 is smooth. We're going to say, how ready are you in terms of having done your homework and all that sort of stuff? And that's 1 is not at all, 10 is I've done everything, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
But we're also going to ask you, how do you feel personally? Because we might have something complicated that we're going to do. You might have a migraine.
Yeah.
Well, there's no point in doing it if it's just going to wind you up and you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll then say, okay, well, let's do some touch-up work on something we've already done, or let's change the subject and do something a bit easier.
Yeah.
So I want you to feel like you can just have that conversation. There's no right or wrong way to do all of this.
Yeah.
And it all has to be, well, it doesn't have to be driven by you, but you have to be at the centre of everything. That way, we're giving you the lessons that you need at the time that you need them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch the engine off. And we'll get out and swap seats. Check your blind spot.
I will.
Did you catch that she walked right into your blind spot? And it's
No.
because pedestrians don't understand. So if you'd been pulling away at that point, you wouldn't have seen her.
her. Yeah.
So she's going to pull away and she's going to be like giving you, you bloody blame that. You bloody nearly
She
run me
knows me
over.
uncle.
So that's always embarrassing when you're on a drive lesson. You all right then? Oh man. I mean, you're probably going to have some of that, because eventually you'll be driving away from where you work.
Yeah.
I'll be on time then. So a load of your buddies are going to be about.
I know, they were all looking for us
That's it.
today.
Well, what we'll do in those circumstances, if I get a sniff of things going wrong, I'll be straight in.
Right.
So I'm not going to make you look a lemon in front of your mates, because there's no
Stall
worse,
the
is there?
car.
Because you'll be dreading going in the next day. Oh, so you stole the
Yeah.
car. Oh. So just looking at that, who was at risk there? If we were just about to pull away,
Then,
anybody else? Were we at risk at all there, do you think?
yeah, we'd have run someone over.
And how would you feel about that? Even if it might not have been your fault.
It won't be a good feeling.
No, I mean, how would it impact on the rest of your life? It'd probably put you off driving.
Yeah.
So this is the sort of thing. So it's what we call a learning trigger. Something happens that we can learn from. So we think, oh right, do that. Let's talk about it. Where normally you're driving this, I wouldn't talk to you about that sort of stuff. You just feel, oh, they should have done that, I'll give you an example. Teaching a girl to drive, and we're driving down the road, and the guy came to a junction. He looked us straight in the face and pulled straight out. And she went, called him a name.
Yeah.
I said, oh, no. So, I mean, you must have seen that happen a lot of times.
Yeah.
So, you know, she was just like happy that this guy was a quote unquote, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I said, well, is he? What might have made him do that? So, if that happened to us, and I said, we had that then, we had that there, is that person an idiot? So you think, yeah, well, of course he is. He's pulled out, put himself at risk. Who else has he put at risk?
Yeah.
That's right. What could you do different, do you think, in those circumstances?
Just stay calm.
That's right. So don't get involved.
Yeah.
So the way to do that is to maybe just be ready for it. And even though it's his fault, you're ready, and maybe even approach a little bit slower.
Yeah.
You've kept yourself out of it. He's still an idiot.
Yeah.
You're not in there with him. Let's swap seats. I'll shut up. Oh. Make yourself comfy. So when we went to move off before, we were on a bit of an uphill. And when I let the handbrake go, the car rolled back. If I let the handbrake go this time, what's going to happen, do you think?
We'll go forward.
We will. So, we don't need as much power to get away. And sometimes, we might not use first gear. We might go into second. Slightly higher gear. So we use first gear for low speeds, fifth gear for high speeds, and then we gradually sort of go up and down in between. We'll do a lot of work on this next time. So here, if I let the handbrake go, we've got a head start. The car's already moving. So you might not need quite as much gas. In fact, sometimes you might not need any gas. You just put it in a second, find the bite,
Yeah.
let the handbrake go and let the brake off. And off we go. You then just onto the gas and up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Should we have a bash?
Yeah. Do I put it into first then?
No, go into second.
Into second?
Yeah, so that's it. Right foot on the brake. And then we let the handbrake go. We've got the car held. Find the bite. So it won't go anywhere when you got your foot on the brake.
So,
Yeah, find the bite. And then once you've got it, you're ready to go. You would do your observations.
is that it?
That's it. Check all round. Check the blind spot. Let go of the brake. And we're off.
Oh, Jesus.
Piece of cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're letting the hill do the work.
Yeah.
So we'll pull over on the left. I'll let you do it this time. A little further away.
Oh.
A little bit more. Handbrake neutral. Perfect. That's it. So what do you think caused that? We were coming to a stop, lovely, but then the engine stopped.
I didn't use my pedals. But
That's it. Clutch, if you push the clutch down, you stop the power getting through. Because what happens is you bring the car to a stop, the power's still trying to get through and it stops the engine. That's fine. Let's have another bash. We'll just do a normal pull away this time. Not overcomplicate things. When you're ready, off you go.
In gear 2?
In one this time, just a normal one.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it.
Oh,
Come on. It's okay if it's revving a bit, that's neither here nor there. That's it. So that's taking us into our normal driving position, which is tucked in but a little bit away from the curb. So we're going to come to a stop, check our mirrors. Do we need to signal?
no.
Don't be about. Right foot over the brake, gently braking, just before you stop, clutch all the way down. Hold your feet still, handbrake, neutral, relax. Piece of cake. Have a bash of that on your own. We start and stop, all just you. Hope we're already running.
Oh, well done. Gear 1.
And then bring us to a stop. How'd that feel?
Good.
So if I was to
Better
ask
than
you,
last time.
yeah, well, the thing is, you're practicing, so it's
Yeah.
going to get better and better and better, isn't it? Eventually, you'll be an expert. So if I was to say to you, looking at that last pull away and stop, scaling it 1 to 10, where 1 was rough and a bit lumpy, and 10 was nice and smooth and everything was under control, where would you put yourself?
That last one, about 7.
Okay, that's not bad, is it?
No.
Anything you could do to get the score a bit higher, do you think?
My brakes.
Okay, what would you do different?
I need to know, like, I need to learn, like, I'm putting my foot too heavy on my brakes and I'm stopping, like.
So, we're going to have another go. What are you going to do different?
Be a bit gentler.
Let's try it. That's it, well done, well done.
Don't to do it off at bump.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready. So if we're going to scale that 1 to 10, what do you reckon? I suppose the question is, was it better or worse than the last one?
A bit better, but I'm putting my clutch down too early. I think I should stop a bit more.
Okay, let's try that then.
Should I have a hot car?
Yeah, what do you think? How do you feel about that? Do you want to have a go while he's coming towards you?
No.
Nah, we'll let him go then. Again, that's another one of those things. We could have gone, but you've just kept yourself out of trouble. Off you go when you're ready. We'll move off, but we'll not stop until we've gone past these cars on the right.
Both cars. Is that it?
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
You feel right? Nice and smooth on the way off now, isn't it? No lumps or bumps.
Apart from crap road.
Well, yeah, you can't do anything about that. I'll let you just bring us to a stop whenever you're ready. How'd that feel?
A bit better.
Okay. So, we're making progress. So, the last 3 pull-aways, have they got better each time?
Yeah.
Who did that?
Me.
Did I help at all? So, not only are you able to do it, you now know what you're doing, you now know what to do better.
Yeah.
This is discovery learning, it's called. You can put whatever title you want on it, but you've got ownership of the process. How does it feel? Good, bad?
Good.
Not sure? Not sure is okay too.
Yeah.
There's no incorrect answers. Do you like the scaling thing? Or do you want to find a different way of measuring it? Because we can also go, that's brilliant, that's rubbish, that's okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
What it's about really is getting you to think about, how was that for me? What could I do different? You can also think about, how was my role in that? This is after, I'm going to give you a reflective log. You can think about, what was my role in that? How did it help? How did it hinder? Is there something you'd want different from me? And it's perfectly okay to ask, because that's what the whole thing's all about. And the idea is, you probably make slightly slower progress at the start. You know, you might find that, somebody else has had the first one, I was up and down through the gears, but they didn't understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
And it's, once you understand it, you have ownership of it, you've got it nailed. Because you can now pull away at varying speeds.
Yeah.
So it's having that level of understanding. We'll do the same with gears and steering next time, so that we get all those sub-skills absolutely nailed and in place.
Yeah.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Anything you want to ask?
No.
What I'd like you to do, in between now and next time, have a think about these reflective questions. Have a think about some questions of your own. If you can't think of questions, it doesn't matter. So these are our learning tasks for this time. So what I'd like you to look at, have a look at that. Kind of done all of this stuff. These are the learning tasks for next time. And activities. Those ones and those ones. We're probably going to do both.
Right.
And we'll maybe even do a slightly longer session tomorrow if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
So it's really, have a look at the reflective questions. Have a think about, how was it for you? And I've got some reflective diaries here. Plenty of paperwork, isn't there? So by the end of the next lesson, I'd like to be able to do, you know, maybe lesson 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or lesson 2, 1, 2, 3, and lesson 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and to help speed up the progress of the practical lesson, I have done the following preparation. Some you do, some you don't. So, a provisional plan for your next lesson. Well, I think we can probably nail down steering and gears. Do you think that would be a reasonable target for next time?
Yeah. What was that like? Going faster?
Up and down through the gearbox, and able to steer probably through a couple of cones, or at least do some figure of eight, so that we're nailing all those basic sub skills. So we're then, once we've got those nailed, we're ready to go on the road. Well, we're ready to tackle putting it all together as lesson number 4, so we get the coordination done. Yeah. And then lesson number 5 is emergency stop. Now we do that early, because then you know you can do it. So that when we're out and about, if something does happen, you know you can do it, I know you can do it. Yeah. And it just tidies up a lot of loose ends. Then we'll move on to, what you'll see as you look in the book, we'll move on to the hazard drill and basic junctions. So have a look, think about what it is that you want to do. So for me, and you might change your mind on this between now and tomorrow, I reckon gears and steering all targets. But that doesn't mean that, you know, we'll also be doing more of what we've done today as part of it. Yeah. So have a think about what you want to do by next time. What did you enjoy about today? What didn't you enjoy? What went well? What went bad? Did anything surprise you? And then on a score of 1 to 10, how do you rate your progress? Where 1 means you're very disappointed and 10 means you're very happy. Yeah. We're hoping to be 5 and above. If we're not, we need to have a look and think, need to do something different. Was the lesson how you expected it to be or not? You know, is that what you were wanting from it? No. So what we're doing is we're reviewing all the time. Yeah. And I think it's useful for you to go home, have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a brandy or whatever, and just have a think about it and think, well, and what would you like to do better, or what would you like to feel better about? Yeah. So it's all about how you feel and how the experience is for you, because it should all be positive. Obviously you can make mistakes as you go along, but that's neither here. So when you finish reflecting, please go on to the next page and finalise your plan for the next one and the next one. And that way, you've got like a little bit of a log of how it went for you. It's almost like a learner's diary, if you like. Yeah. But if you have any other ideas or any things you think, well, I wouldn't mind doing that, or this was useful to me, or that wasn't, then I'd love you to share them. Yeah. Did you remember there was a video camera running? No. Good. I didn't know it was now. Well, I turned it on before I got here. Well, then you're not sort of drawn to it. I saw red light switched on, but I just thought... So if I give you all of that lot, I know it's a bit of a pain, all this paperwork, but it's... We're hoping to really maximise what we're doing. So if you watch the DVD, do the skills quiz, lessons 2 and 3. Actually, you can have a look at lesson 4. You can have a look as far ahead as you like, really. Yeah. Don't watch it so that you're sort of... But if you're finding it interesting, you want to keep going, please do.